Hey there, alright, this is video number 25 and video number 9 of module 2, and what we're going to be talking about in this one is the commodity channel index. Alright, so let's navigate to the trading station. Let's go back to the navigator here and scroll down to the commodity channel index right here. Left click, drag and drop. I'm going to actually choose black for this style here. I'm going to leave it to the typical price HLC, which is high, low, close, and /3. Set it to a period 14. Levels and visualization you can leave as it is for the moment. And then click on OK. Alright. Let's move that to the front. Okay, so what is the rule of thumb here? What is this actually telling us? Well, basically, you can just barely see. We've got some levels in here. We've got some levels at the 0, 0 area, which is the vertical scale. Then we've got 100 and then minus 100. You can just barely see these. So what I'm going to do is open up this area again. I've just basically double clicked on the black line to bring it up, or alternatively you can right click, choose indicators list, and then choose commodity channel index and click on edit. Alright, but I'm just going to do it the other way because it's a little bit quicker for me. Alright. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is go to the levels tab, and I want to change the color of this. I want to bring this out a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is just choose red. Alright, so now I can see the levels a little bit more clearly. Okay, and the first thing we really need to look at is the areas in the market where we can go long. Now there's two ways that you can go long, there's two ways you can go short, but there's only one preferable way to go long or short with this particular indicator, or with this particular method I'm about to show you. Alright, now if you just take a little look, you remember this saying when I said to you that if you can fit a round peg into a round hole that you can do this? Well, when you're looking at these charts, try to look for patterns in the market. Alright, so the first thing I look at, if I don't really know how to work this indicator, I look for these patterns. So I can see that this black line is going up, and I can see that the market price is going up with it. So there seems to be a pretty good match with this particular indicator with the market prices. As this market price starts to come down, this line starts to come down. As it starts to go sideways a little bit, this moves sideways, and eventually this moves up, and that moves up. So it seems to be a pretty good mirror image going on. Alright, now we could take a look at the market where, see this vertical scale, when the black line goes above it, we can go long, and when the black line goes below it, we can go short. But that's not really the true way to actually do that, because you can get to the point where it goes long here and then it goes up a little bit and it starts to come back down. So there's a bit of sporadic movements going on when you're inside these two red lines. Okay, so anything inside it is really an area to tell you not to trade. Alright, when you see the break above the red line, then you go long, and when you see the break below the minus 100 line, then you go short. Now you got to say to yourself, when you're applying this indicator onto your charts and you want to actually create trades from it, the rule of thumb really is to, no matter what indicator you're putting on, always put your support and resistance levels in. Alright, now I'm going to leave my resistance level here because it seems to be the more truer resistance level, and this one here seemed to be like the market got overbought by a little bit and it came back to retest the normal levels, and it did. And this one was the next retest, and you can see it didn't go up any higher, so this is more of a true resistance level. Alright, it's only a resistance level because the currency price is actually below that line. Alright, now we go ahead and put some support levels in, an area in the market where the market has decided they didn't want to go any lower. Okay, and it's below the market price, so therefore it's a support. Alright, so now when we want to go for like a buy trade, we could have essentially gone long at this particular point here where the CCI had gone above the 100 level. Alright, so here is where it actually gave us the signal. We go in on the next bar, which is right here, and we could have gone at 129.65, and this area right there would actually be our take profit target. Why? Because it's another resistance level. Alright, so what I'm going to try and do is find a mean average, just randomly approximate where it's going to be, and ironically enough, that's basically where that point actually hit and didn't come back down any further. We've got starts at 12, so just trying to look at how many hours we've got left until this bar, and I believe so we're up to 20 to 24, so we got another 22 minutes left until this bar finishes. And hopefully it should break. It might actually test to the top portion of the resistance level, and if it actually breaks it, we're looking to come up to around about 133.84. So anyways, you got to say to yourself that, okay, so is this particular point where we want to take the buy trade, is it in the immediate presence of a resistance level? Well, it's not. It's quite far away. Alright, if we acted around about here, then we'll go no, because it's only 20 pips away from that resistance level, and it's not really going to be worth your time, especially off the 4-hour time frames. 4-hour time frames can generally return around about 100 pips or more per trade. You just need to be patient enough to leave it open long enough for it to hit it. Alright, so we would have been good on that, and we also would have been good hitting our TP target as well. Alright, let's take a look at a sell trade opportunity. Okay, here is a sell trade opportunity right here. Alright, we've already seen that the market from this point onwards back, we can see there's a bit of congestion there. Alright, so if we took one of these sell trades, we really need to say to ourselves, well, hang on a minute, is this going to come down any lower? Alright, we don't really know, but we can see that it hasn't, because there's been a congestion on the left hand side, which is normally an indication that is a new support level. Alright, but considering the prices are below, it's now turned into a new resistance. Alright, if we keep on moving over to the left, we want to try and see if this line that we put in is actually like a really true support or resistance level. Well, we can see that the market did actually get rejected there. It didn't go down much lower, and then it tried again afterwards, but it didn't like it, so it came back up to that level. So that's true, that rings true. Then we want to look at this take profit target for any buy possibilities. Yes, well, that's a true resistance area as well, because it got rejected there. Alright, same here, same here, same there, and the same over here. Alright, so let's have a look for another sell trade opportunity. We don't exactly break right there. We break round about here. So we could have gone short here. Take note that this area right there would be our first kind of open TP. When I say open, it's basically that we haven't essentially put any take profits or sell stop losses in there. Alright, we've basically left them open. Alright, so we'll take a look. Here's the signal. Then the first thing I'm going to do is go, right, let's look at the next support line. Okay, well, that's 146 pips there, so I will probably risk that. Alright, now I'm not going to put the TP in straight away, because I don't like my brokers knowing what my take profits are or what my stop losses are. Alright, because there are brokers out there, no matter who they are, they will go ahead and sniff you out and stop you out. Alright, so be careful. Okay, so here we are, and while I'm monitoring this trade, I've now seen this big red candle that's come down, so that's really a good sign in my books to keep this trade open, because a lot of volume's gone in that. So where you see one, you're normally going to see another one, not all the time, but some of the time. Okay, and now you can see where the black line starts to increase in value, and it's kind of might want to make you think to close the trade, but you only close the trade when it breaks the middle line. Well, this didn't actually break it, it touched it, and then a little bit further later it did actually break it, and it broke it right there. So that's our point of exit right here, not there because it didn't actually break it. Alright, so right there. So we would have got out from here, but we would have got in, where was that short trade? We would have got in around about here for 513 pips in like 160 hours. So that's about a week. Alright, so it's more than a week, isn't it? So almost, yeah, it's almost a week. Alright, so keep these trades open as long as you can, and play the signals out, trust the signals, and you will do very well. Let's just show you one more example for a buy trade. Here we can see where it breaks right there. We get in there. Take a look as well at the stop loss. Look, 96 pips in deficit. Alright, so another thing as well is to work out what your floating losses are going to be like, and if your floating losses are going to exceed your analysis. And what I mean by that is that when we got in here, see where we go long right there, we want to basically look to see if there's any support levels that's also very close to our buy level. Alright, and that's what we want to minimize the overall deficit that you can experience from the trade. Okay, and then and then go from basically from there. Now here is another instance where it does go long. Alright, but you need to again take a look at this and then ask yourself, how close are we away from the resistance level? Would you have actually gone for it? Is this within your risk capacity? For me, no. Alright, I don't really like to enter into a buy trade when there's too much congestion right there. Alright, I would like to be somewhere up here. Have a buy trade here and have no congestion in its direction as it moves up. Alright, so be careful when you approach these, just to make sure there's no immediate resistance or what have you. But when you're also doing a buy trades, try and see if you can actually buy on a support line as close as possible, because that would actually reduce your overall negative floating losses. Alright, so I hope that's made sense. So until then, I will see you very shortly in the next video. Bye for now.